Good evening, everyone. This is Sunday, and you know what time it is. It is time for us to be in the know. I am your host, Rich Girl Chantel, and it is time for us to share another powerful story with our series Against All Odds. I am so excited. As you come on, I see the numbers dropping. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. So I want you guys to please continue to tag, share, and invite others to come on to tune in tonight, because we're going to have an amazing show. My name is Rich Girl Chantel, and I am your host of In the Know. You might be saying, well, who is In the Know? What is In the Know? Well, In the Know is a way for you to get hot and relevant topics. We get hot and relevant topics out to the marketplace, and we love to unveil stories and tell people stories, or let people come on and share their stories rather. And we're going to bring some hot relevant topics right to the marketplace, right to your living rooms, your dining rooms. Someone said they was at the kitchen table having sitting with their niece, and they're sitting down. So this is a time, for you to come together, us to come together, not just you, but me, all of us, those who are tuning in, to come together to hear powerful testimony stories, business opportunities. We are also looking for sponsors. We're looking for sponsors for the show, so we'll be able to keep bringing high relevant topics to your bedroom, and to your living room, wherever you're at. A city near you. How about that? All right. Once again, my name is Chantel Jackson, and affectionately known as Rich Girl Chantel, and we are In the Know, unveiling the greatness in you. And listen, I am so excited to bring today. Let's talk about last week. So last week, let's recap last week. Last week we had a powerful show with a great friend of mine, Lakina Folks, and she told her story of her trials to triumph, her mess that became her message, her test that became her testimony. Man, she's six children, married twice to this horrific situations. Was a stripper. I mean, all kind of this things that a lot of people would have died from. A lot of people would have just gave up, but she kept going, believed in the Most High, and began to just persevere and triumph over those trials, and begin to tell. Now she's telling her story, and she has a book called Why. So tonight, as I began to get off the show last week, I received so many inboxes and phone calls, and people were crying because they could relate to her story. Don't you know that everything that you're going through, it's not for you? Come on, somebody. Let me see who's on tonight. It's not even for you. It's literally for you to help somebody else get through maybe the very thing that you've been through. So tonight we have a even more amazing, I want to compare the stories because everybody's story is different. But what I love about these two women that we brought, Lakina last week, and today I'm going to tell you in a minute. You already saw the advertisements, you saw the flyers. I met this young lady about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, and I have been intrigued by her story, and I've watched her journey, and she also is a power-packed woman that has persevered, not let mistakes, not let past failures or anything stop her, but begin to persevere. So as you watch her on tonight, I want you to understand that you're going to be I pray. My prayer is that you get something out of this broadcast tonight. We just don't want to bring entertainment, but we want to bring change here at In the Know. As we tell the stories of Against All Odds. So in a minute, we're going to bring her up, but I want you to watch a clip real quick that I thought really gave a more insight, that will give more insight on what we're talking about tonight. And it really described the woman that we're going to be talking with tonight. And I'm going to let you know, it's Miss Tashauna Richardson. I want you to know, you might say, who is she? You're going to find out in a minute. But before then, watch this clip.
I'm on government assistance, and I run out of money, and I had to buy Pampers for Jelani. And I had $11.42 in the bank. And I remember wrapping my son in a towel for 2 days. I remember the second day, like you said, I had my hand on Jelani's stomach, and I said, "Don't worry, baby. Mommy will never be this broke or broken again." And that day, what shifted for me was I was willing, and I don't know if this is going to sound crazy, I was willing to completely die to any form of me that I had been so that I can birth the woman that I was becoming. The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been. And you hear it all the time when people say, I've always been this way. Okay, well, if that's working for you, keep doing that. I knew it wasn't working for me any longer. I had hit my version of rock bottom. So I was willing to let go of everything and everybody. See, another reason why people won't get there is because the doorway is for you to fit through. You're trying to carry everybody else through because you're trying to be Rescue 911. And you got to rescue you first. I am much more valuable to my family and to my community because I was willing to let them go through the door myself, teach myself, learn myself, condition myself, and then come back and get them. I'm much more valuable to them now. But I had to go through a window time of 10 years of judgment. You leaving us hanging on white people.
Wow. I'm telling you, I love Lisa Nichols. I don't know about you, but I love her story. And when I saw that video today, I said, wow, that really reminds me of my sister, my friend, Tashauna Richardson. So without further ado, I'm going to read real quick Tashauna Richardson. Tashauna Richardson is a woman destined to change the world. As the founder of I Am Beautiful, the movement, a global organization with a membership of over 78,000 women, she impacts lives daily. She is also a 2019 Atlanta Tribune, the magazine of Women of Excellence, honoree, a motivational speaker, a former marketing director for a travel company, and currently a business coach. As a top income earner in the network marketing industry, Tashauna has drawn the attention of several well-known media moguls who have been impressed with her story of triumph. I'm telling you all are in for a treat. Get these numbers up. I need y'all to share this feed. Get these numbers up. This is going to be a powerful somebody's going to be helped on tonight. Somebody's going to be inspired on tonight. Somebody's going to be delivered on tonight. I ain't trying to preach to y'all, but I'm telling you, I feel the anointing over this. This is not that kind of, I mean, it is because I am who I am. But I'm just telling you, Tashauna Richardson has drawn the attention, like I said, of many media moguls who are impressed with her story of triumph. This single mother of 6 credits her success to an unwavering faith in God. Tashauna currently resides in Georgia, serves as the CEO of Miss 50K Cosmetics. Come on, get your life together, get you some Miss 50K Cosmetics, okay? And the author of her first book, The 9 Lines, and her new release, Soul Cries. I want to introduce to some and present to none other than our guest tonight. And we're going to be talking about her story against all odds and how she has persevered and become the woman she is today and is still becoming. All right, let's add Tashauna to the live. Hi, Tashauna.
Hey, how are you? How are you?
I am wonderful. So very good to see you on tonight. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Amazing. I've been excited since I got the email for this live. And today I've been doing the countdown. I could not wait. And here I am.
I am so excited to have you on tonight. Listen, if anybody know Tashauna, if you're watching and you are a friend, foe, whatever, Tashauna, I need you to share this broadcast right now because I just feel such, I don't know, it's such a sense of excitement. I feel like that you have been telling your story for a long time, but I feel like it's getting ready to explode like never before, Tashauna. I feel like your story is literally, it's about to God is about to take it to another stratosphere. You have not seen nothing yet. I'm telling you what I know. I'm trying not to go there tonight. but I
Go
see
ahead.
so much. But let's get ready. Let's get ready. If you're on tonight, once again, my name is Chantel Jackson. I am the host of this show, In the Know. And within the Know, we bring hot, relevant topics to the marketplace. So when I begin to think about some topics that we can explore, I started thinking about some powerful women that I knew that I personally know, right? And like I said, the young lady we had on last week, I know her personally. And as I got off the live last week, I said I'm literally in my bedroom, just so y'all can know this is not. Somebody said you in a studio. It is. Ain't technology something else? Listen. And so as I begin to sit here at my desk and I pray every time I get up, and I thank God for the show, the show that had just went off. And I said, Lord, what do I do next? Like, I want to do something really. He said, keep going with Against All Odds and make it a series. I was like, okay, God, I like that. And so I said, well, who next? Who got a story? I need somebody with a story that's just, that I done seen. I have personally seen them just go over and jump over hurdles and loops and hoops. And he said, Tashauna Richardson. So God has you. Right. God got you on his mind. God got you on his mind. I love it. I love it. So tonight we're going to dive in. I've discussed some of the topics we're going to talk about. I always like to, make sure we don't get too personal and we don't tell what you don't want to know. But you have a lot in your book. You have a book out, right? We're going to get to all of that. So real quick, tell our viewers, who is Tashauna Richardson? I mean, who are you? Like, where did you grow up and things like that?
Well, first of all, let me just flip it back to you, Chantel. Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. When women such as yourself have been through trials too, but you still find the strength to showcase others, that you continue to, take the light and put it elsewhere. It's an amazing platform. It's a blessed platform. So I'm grateful to be side by side. A lot of people stand behind, but I stand with you and side by side with you with this platform. So again, thank you for this amazing opportunity. But who is Tashauna Richardson? Well, Tashauna Richardson is this country, laid back, fun, down to earth, still have that little girl on the inside that decided more was my portion. More was my portion as a child, and I dreamed a lot. I imagined a lot. Growing up in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's a little small city about 45 minutes from the Raleigh, North Carolina. And, I always dreamed outside of the box. I knew that even having conversations with my mom, we used to play this game, traveling down the back roads in the country. We played a game called Mailbox, and whatever we would say Mailbox, the house that was connected to the mailbox, it was my house. Yeah. And so just dreaming there. Unfortunately, growing up, I was very, very smart in school. Let me tell you, I was very, very smart.
Okay.
Became rebellious, as a lot of teenagers do. And unfortunately, I didn't finish high school. I didn't graduate high school. I did not walk across the stage and pick up that high school diploma. However, there were some things that were put in place because of my determination for me to have something to move forward in life. And at that moment, that gave me my first experience with settling. Wow. I didn't feel like I worked hard enough for what I supposed to have, but I wasn't excluded from getting what I needed. But that wasn't what I wanted, but that was what I needed. And, growing up in Rocky Mount, I decided that, I wanted to be a hairstylist. Got into
I love it.
Yeah, I was the go-to girl in the family. I would always keep them irons plugged up, them golden hats on fire in the house. Don't need the flat iron, not one piece, but I got those golden hats on. And I decided to do something with it. It wasn't my first choice. My first choice as a child, I wanted to be a journalist. I had it all planned out. Okay. I was going to go to the University of Connecticut. Oprah was my everything. Every time I would get home, I would hurry up. I would try to do my homework on the bus because she came on at 4:00.
Yes, she did.
At 4:00. And then after 4:00, the news would come on, and I would stay right there glued to the TV because I wanted to be a journalist. And I admired her. I talked like her. And even when it was time for me to get a relaxer, I wanted my hair cut like her. I wanted my hair big like her. Everything was about Oprah. Unfortunately, I didn't go to school to be a journalist. My life took a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
At 21, I started having children.
Okay.
And I became a mom at 21 years old. And that was the beginning of the real life for me.
Wow. So do you have any siblings?
Yes, I have two younger sisters. I'm the oldest of three.
Okay.
And, yep, Keisha and Shaquanda.
Hey, Keisha. Hey, Shaquanda. And I met your mom before, a beautiful woman. Y'all look alike, by the way. Literally love just a beautiful family. So, did you always, well, you said this, but you always saw yourself as being successful. You just alluded to that Oprah was that's one of my favorites too. So we got that alike. Definitely. I will watch Oprah. So Oprah was somebody that you admired, that you aspired to looked up to. So when you got into the, then you went into entrepreneurship because you did hair. Did you go to hair school? Did you get a license? How did that work?
I went to hair school, but let me just rewind you guys. Listen, my life hadn't been perfect, y'all. Can I just keep it honest with you? I was about to die. I got involved with men that had money. Like I was attracted to money.
Yeah.
Even as a teenager, I was attracted to money. And I know we don't have long on the show, but I don't want to exclude anything as if my life has been a red carpet, because it hadn't.
Just real quick, let's talk about it, because that's what I want. I want to build up to that, let's talk about it. I love that you're open and you're transparent, because we have to understand that sometimes a lot of times our transparency and as we are even still being processed, as my pastor would say, Apostle West is still, hey, Apostle, Pastor. Listen, they always say we are still being processed even as we're processed. So we're always processing, so we are never to a place until we get into our glorified body, honey. Well, on the other side, will we ever be where we can't continue to learn and still, even fall back and get up and keep moving? So let's talk about that. I have a picture I want to share. As you say that you were not, this perfect person, a child, you were pregnant by 21, you didn't get to go to college like you wanted to, you even had some situations, like you said, you were attracted to money. So you even talked about it on your live last night. We were on live. You talked about how you had 5 or 6, you had them on deck, honey. Let's talk a little bit about your process. What's your process is this being growing up in the lifestyle that you lived until you woke up? Like the lady said, like Lisa Nichols said, she just got tired of being sick and tired. So talk a little bit about that. I'm going to show, as you talk about that, I'm going to show this picture. That is amazing, because she shared this on her, the only reason I took her, she shared it. Now I want to talk a little bit about this picture right here.
I figured this was going to be the picture. And that wasn't the first mugshot. That was an actual good one. I can't find the first one. Even though I was devastated in that picture. But my first mugshot is when I was 17 years old. I was with this guy that said he loved me and he wanted to be with me, and he had a whole lot of money. $100 to a 17-year-old back then, that was a lot of money. Send $100 on your dresser. Mm-hmm. Back then, going to Red Lobster for dinner while everybody else going to Wendy's, back then was everything.
That's true.
Shopping, right. But rec room shoes was everything back then. But I was in this relationship, and it was a fast life relationship, but I was attracted to the rush of that bad girl image. Even though I wasn't a bad girl, I wanted to be around that type of life. And we end up going to Arizona. Now, from North Carolina driving to Arizona, it took a couple days. Right. I was in it for the long haul. My mother told me not to go. She said, and if you do go, do not take my luggage with you. And I did the opposite. I went and took her luggage with me and left her one piece of it that I have today.
You still got it today, Tashauna. That's hilarious.
It's a leopard bag, I tell you. But I got locked up. I was with one of my friends, and then it was 2 guys, and we got locked up in Tennessee. And as a matter of fact, First 48 was not even out then. But when it came out, I was in that same jail in Shelby County, Tennessee. I had that Lil' Kim flip in my hair, and they wanted to take my weave out. And even in that, I just felt like, okay, I'll get through this. And it wasn't even bad to me, but it was bad, because I just felt like my attitude needed to match the trouble that I was in.
Wow. Say that again.
My attitude, needed to match.
What does that mean exactly? So you saying, because you wasn't a bad girl. That's what you mean, right?
I was a church girl. Grew up in
church. They always come with the church girls. So they come get a good church girl. Wow.
Yes, a good church girl, dressed up every day. I mean, I wasn't even the typical girlfriend, type. I didn't even look the part, but I was good and I was wholesome. And so I was trying to actually, the point is, be somebody that I wasn't.
Come on, that part. Let's talk about it.
And it caused me so much trouble. It caused me so much pain trying to fit in where a place that I didn't even belong. But you know how it is. You get that reputation. Oh, Tashauna, you got locked up. Yeah, and I was acting like I was a bad. You know what? Words up here, but I was acting like that, right. And that wasn't me. And I said, I'm smarter than this. But at that moment, I didn't think anything else was out here for me.
Wow.
I mean, I'm in a place of where dreams are dreams, but do they ever become a reality? I'm watching my family. Did they accomplish their dreams? I've always watched my surroundings, and then you become content with the life that you think you've been given. I have family members that would say, oh, that's the bed that you made. So now you gotta lie in it. Yep. And you begin to take your rest in that bed. And then go ahead.
No, so as you were 17 at this time, when you went to Arizona, so you got in the car and drove 2 days. How old was the guy?
I don't even have a license. I was a rider.
How old was the guy?
It was 3 days. I was sick. I went through the sun. I went through the snow. And he even gave me the opportunity. He was like, I'll put you on a bus on a train right now, send you back home. I was that sick. I was like, no, I'm going all the way.
You're ride or die. You said you were ready to
go. I got you.
Wow.
I got both bags in my pocketbook. No, we good. I'm going shopping.
So now at that time you didn't have any children. You were still single. So you got arrested. What was the second time you got arrested?
The second time I actually got arrested was because and this is a far jump because this is only just a couple years ago.
Really?
Just a couple of years ago, like 2000. That mugshot is 2015. Whether people know it or not, that's a 2000. That's like
that's inspiring. So what happened right there, Tashauna?
So what happened was 2012. I was on my way home with my son coming from the hospital, and I had a pillow behind his back in his car seat. And my apartment, in order to get there, I had to go through this roadblock. And so I wasn't trying to hide or avoid it, but I didn't have my son's seatbelt on. It was, I didn't want to put it across him because he had surgery on his chest. And so to comfort him, I had the pillow behind him and he wasn't in the car seat. So they still proceeded to give me a ticket for him. And I gave him all the papers that I just got out the hospital. My apartment is right there. I'm just trying to get home. They gave me a ticket anyway. And the time that they had me scheduled for court, I was back in the hospital again, and they showed me no sympathy. And so it was added that I was a failure to appear, and it caught up with me. So from 2012 to 2015, they ended up knocking on my door, told me that I could turn myself in. Now I had my daughter Journey, and my little cousin with me that day. And I was like, I can't turn myself in. I can't,
You are a whole mama.
I'm a whole mama at this time. And I was trying to explain to them, the situation. And it was like, you should have been taking care of it. And they were right. And so I turned myself in.
Wow. Okay. So justice. I don't understand the justice system. I'm gonna have to have my attorney friend on here one day just to talk about like some of these laws. Like that don't even make sense. Like there are criminals out here that are doing way more than that. But anyway, that's a whole nother show. So let's get to some of the things. So you've been through what would you say to somebody that's watching that maybe watching and say, well, you've been in jail. Okay, let's talk about the six children. You are a mother, and you have 5, 1 in heaven. Is that or 6, 1 in heaven?
5 and 1 in heaven.
So okay, so you have 5, 1 in heaven, and she's going to talk about that a little bit. Talk about, so you have your oldest, Javon. David. So you had them at 21 years old. So were you, and it was kind of older compared to some girls that had babies like 13, 14, but so it wasn't too bad, maybe to the church you weren't married.
The bad part about that was I got involved. I was in an entanglement. I was in an entanglement with a married man.
Talk about it.
I was in an entanglement with a married man, and he promised me the world. He promised me everything. He put a ring on my finger while he was already married to somebody else. And he left all of that information out when I met him. He left all of that information out. And by the time I received a call from the wife, I was already 7 months pregnant.
My goodness.
And so
what happened to you emotionally? I mean, how did that, did you feel like, what did you feel like killing them, slicing his tires?
I didn't feel like killing him. At that point, I was happy.
Okay.
I was very happy. And like you said, I was grown. I was 21. I wasn't living with my mom at the time.
Okay.
And I was very, very excited about being a mom for the first time. Now, I was the one that was never going to have any kids. I was going to have any kids. That is Javen. There he is. There's my oldest child right there.
This boy right here.
He attends A&T University, where he will be graduating in December of this year, and so I'm excited for him. He was my first, and so he's seen all of me. He's seen all of me. He know all of me, and so I'm happy. I'm thankful for his dad. Though I would have never had Jaden.
Like phenomenal. Like literally, I need to have him on the show too. He's phenomenal.
He's an amazing young man. He's in a lane literally all by himself. I've never met a young man like him. And I hear that cliche, I'm a product of my environment, but the devil is a lie. I am not a product of my environment.
Talk about it.
My environment, I was raised there, but that doesn't mean I have to reside there. My mind was somewhere else.
Say it, girl. Say it. She's not just saying that because that's her son. Literally, he's in the lane all by himself. Can't nobody, he's what, 20? Is he 20?
21. He does business well. He does business well.
Another, like, y'all, okay, we're going to have him on one day because I'm telling you, this young man is amazing.
Yeah, you have to have him on the show.
I definitely got to have Javen. I got to get his name right first. All right, so you have 5 more. And so you have name your babies. So we're gonna go through.
All right, Javen is my oldest, and then after him it is Jewel Imani, and after her is Jordan Faith. There's Jewel Imani there.
She's beautiful.
Yes, she is, looking like her mother.
Yes, big time. That's crazy. Okay, then we have this Jordan, right?
That's Jordan Faith. I don't know why I named her Jordan Faith, because she believes that Jordans were created just for her. And that has become her shoe of choice, Jordans. But that's Jordan Faith. She's number 3.
Okay.
And then Sean is number 4. Yep, that's my baby Sean. He's here with me. Sean is here with me. For those that don't know, when I was homeless, and we'll get to talking about that in just a few minutes.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
In just a few minutes, some of my children had to be separated from me. Thank God that their fathers, stood in the gap for me. It was very, very hard, especially after losing one and then going through a situation of being homeless, and to have your children it's not like they were taken by foster care or social service come pick them up. Their dad stepped in and say, hey, I got your back until you get it together, because I know in just a matter of time that this is just temporary for you. And so I got you. And so Jordan and Sean went with their dads, and he's back here with me. Jordan's still with her dad, and I thank God for his her dad and his wife. They take very, very good care of my daughter, and I see her as much as she wants to see me. So every holiday, every break, and then we have my Journey Pooh.
Miss Journey Pooh, there she is.
That's my Journey Pooh. Journey, she's been my right hand ever since she was there with me. When Jakari was born, and she watched me give him treatments, and she tried to help, and she's been my little shadow for 10 years.
Yeah, so Jakari.
And then my angel Jakari, he was born January the 20th, 2012, and he took a flight. He took a flight back to heaven on July the 18th.
Wow.
2012. And so I give him his 2 days, and I say that he was 6 months, but he was 2 days shy of turning 6 months. And that's when life just flatlined for me.
Okay, let's talk about that. Very sensitive subject, but at that moment, Jakari passes away. You have him. He's was he sick?
Well, he was born with trachea, esophageal fissure. And what that means is his esophagus was disconnected from his throat. In our terms, he couldn't swallow.
Wow.
As simple as a swallow. And they noticed that as soon as he was born. And, as mothers, we are, recuperating from the delivery, but we have that excitement of come on, clean the baby and bring the baby on. But hours passed, and I began to panic, but they were reassuring me. They was trying to feed him. And then I get that heavy knock on the door, and it was the loudest knock ever in my hospital room. And they said, we're going to have to call in a helicopter for your son because we noticed that he couldn't swallow. And I'm thinking, like, change the milk but no, they said every time they would try to feed him, he would, throw it back up. And so after a long I was in the delivery room for a long time. I was in labor for about 19 hours, and then they had to end up giving me a cesarean. Wow. And they asked me, did I have enough strength to go see him in the nursery before he was going? I mean, everything was happening so fast, but to me, it was slow motion. And they brought a wheelchair down and wheeled me down to see my baby. And I knew I glanced at him as soon as I had him. But the moment I saw him, it was just a burst of sunshine that I was looking at. And I just kept looking at him. I just said, little boy, little boy, little boy. I just kept saying, little boy, and before you know it, they allowed me to hold him. And they wheeled me back to my room. And thank God for his dad. His dad was right there with me during that process. And the helicopter crew came in and they incubated him, and I just felt like he was cold, and they said, no, he's warm in there. And as a mother, you just want to go. And they whisked him away to another hospital. And that's when I began to beg to go there with him. And they said, if you want to go, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to walk around. You've had a long labor, and then you end up having a cesarean. So you're cut inside out. And let me tell you something. I was like, I'll do whatever I got to do. They said, you walk around this hospital waiting room. And now it's like a 30-second walk, like a little roundabout.
Right.
That second day, I said, let me have it. I know it took me hours, but I did it. And after that third day, they finally released me to go with my son.
Okay, so he finally comes home.
No, he doesn't.
He never came home.
No, he did come home, but not at that moment. We found out that he needed surgery to connect his trachea to his esophagus so he will be able to swallow. And we didn't know what that time frame looked like. But he came home the day before Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay.
He came home the day before Valentine's Day, and after 5 kids, you would think that you're a professional at this.
Right.
But I handle him with so much care.
Yeah.
I handle him with so much care, and he he had this little cough, and I wish I could have just taken that cough away from him, but with his fistula, there came respiratory problems, and we would have to take him back and forth to the hospital for treatments. And
Mm-hmm.
then on that final day that he had that cough, and it was a bad cough, and I noticed shortness of breath, the hospital did that I did not want to take him to. We ended up taking him there because they said he needed immediate treatment.
Mm-hmm.
We got there to the hospital that day, and I was there with him in the room. We fed him. I changed his pamper. You know, I even made a few phone calls to let people know, hey, can you watch my children? I think we're gonna, be here for a while. And the moment they said, okay, let's just go ahead and call the hospital to get the helicopter crew in the hospital that I wanted him to be in. And the moment that the hospital crew arrived, I was outside in the hallway getting myself together, making phone calls, getting the baby bag ready. I was out there talking to the nurse. They were tubing Jakar. They felt like it was best to tube him in order to take that flight. And I turned around in a rush because I saw everybody run into his room.
Mm.
And the lady accidentally mumbled. She was telling the nurse in front of me, but I happened to see her. She said, get her out of here.
Mm.
And that moment, I lost it because I didn't understand what that meant.
Mm.
And I took off running out the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And I think I was there for hours. And when I finally came to, I know it was the next day, like after midnight, I heard the doctor come in my ear and told me, I don't think he's going to make it. And I think I died internally at that moment. And they gave me the opportunity to take my time to come back in and see him one last time. And I wasn't able to touch him. And that was the worst moment in my life to go back in there. I was mad. I was angry. And I asked, what did y'all do to him? And I wanted to hurt somebody. I wanted to fight somebody. I wanted to rewind time. I wanted to die because I couldn't understand physically what I was looking at. And I just kept calling his name, knowing that it wasn't going to be a response because he's a baby for one, but
Mm.
he's dead. And he's wrapped up in a blanket and he has those tubes, and all I could do was just get to his face, and they dared me to touch him. I could not touch him. They wanted to do, more, I guess, investigation or protocol of, what happened. And that's the day life went downhill for me.
Wow. Station break. No tissues over here. Wow. That I couldn't imagine as a mom. Any mother watching right now couldn't imagine going through that traumatic experience right before your eyes, even not even knowing, you take them there, he's getting the treatment, and then not to go back home with your child. So you mentioned at that point, you said it earlier, life flatlined for you. You died on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So that was in what year?
2012.
2012.
Mm-hmm.
So what turn you were after that? You said you were homeless.
Yeah,
What?
2012. I just didn't feel worthy of having life. Like I didn't feel like I should be a mother. I felt like I had failed, like the ultimate test of something that God had given me the responsibility for, and I just felt like it was my fault. And I blamed me for his death for a long time.
Mm.
I was hurt with the chatter, the rumors,
Mm.
um, the people that were taking advantage, of the death. The GoFundMe wasn't out, but there were ways for people to attach themselves to money that I never saw.
Wow.
I
Let's talk
was
about that a little bit. Somebody blamed you for your son's death?
I mean, those are things that I heard, but I
Okay.
blame myself too. I blame myself too. I felt like if I would have taken him to the hospital of my choice, that he would have been here. But I called the ambulance, and of course, it's going to take me to the nearest hospital.
Right.
And so, with all of that in my head, I was decomposing. And as a hairstylist, I've learned how to fix it on the outside. You know,
Mm-hmm.
people look at me and they thought I was strong, and I didn't even want to do it. I couldn't even do my hair for his funeral. That's how I ended up wearing a big hat. I didn't even do my hair. I
Wow.
couldn't do my hair.
Right. Wow.
And
Did you
yeah,
have somebody that really helped you do this? Was there a family member? Who? Nobody.
not a single soul understood. Not a
Wow.
single soul. Not a
What?
single soul.
So as you are going through this journey of being, so were you able to take care of the other children that were here already? Like, because they were younger still. Were you still able to take care of them?
I had to muster up enough strength
Oh.
to continue the routine, because my life had became a routine. I
Mm-hmm.
just felt like at that moment, you know, that I was a single mama. I was a single mama of 5, you know, with one gone. I was already in the system for years, you know, with Section 8, with food stamps and Medicaid and anything else they were giving out. You know, I was like a little bird chirping for the crumbs, you know. And so I didn't have a choice but to keep doing what I was doing, you know, and I didn't want to be who people thought I was. They, you know, they looked at me, they looked up to me, they watched me, and I wanted to present myself as strong. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we're in a community that we don't talk about what goes on in our head mentally. We
Mm.
don't talk about the trials and the trauma of wanting to commit suicide. We just don't do it. You better get it together. You
Yep.
better pray to God. Don't question. I mean, they give you this list of don't, but what can I do? What can I do? We don't talk about, okay, Tashauna, it may be helpful and healthy for you to go to counseling.
Come
Counseling is a
on.
bad word in our Black community.
That's
Counseling,
true.
you done lost your mind. You better get on your knees and pray.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that is the reality. So, what was your turning point to become? Okay, let's talk a little bit. You said you were homeless.
Yeah. So I got in, girl, after 2012, and you know, I attempted to move forward. I took it one day at a time, and got in this relationship, girl. Got in this relationship, and thought I had found the man of my dreams,
Mm-hmm.
and lo and behold, it was just a rebound from my hurt. It was
Wow.
a rebound from my hurt. And I'm not going to say that I didn't enjoy the relationship, but when you have been in the same type of relationships, it just become the same with a different face.
With a different, come on, talk
The
about
same with a different face. And you feel like you're not worthy of having the man that you really want, because you come with all this stuff. You
it.
come with all this stuff, so you feel like you're not eligible to have the man that's going to be a protector.
That
And
part.
people and as soon as you do get in a relationship, they want to bring up who you were
Mm-hmm.
back then, yesterday, you know, to the relationship. And the worst thing I could have ever done was put my relationship on social media.
Come
So
on.
I was in a relationship with everybody.
What?
My 5,000 friends, his 5,000 friends. And even though it was love in my heart, God wasn't in it, and so it dissolved. And when I moved to his home, when he didn't want to be with me anymore, he left. The house went into foreclosure. He called the police on me, said I was a squatter in his home. He snatched down blinds. He took everything. He's probably watching now. Hey, you remember you did that? But yeah, he did the most. And then not only that, Chantel, come back. It's some more.
I'm coming back, girl. Hold up. Oh God. This is technology. Girl, keep going. Keep going. I'm coming back.
Not only that, he put it it on Facebook. You know, he left me, but he talked about me like a dog on social media, and I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that this grown man, you know, after the ending of a relationship, that I would be on social media and would talk about me and talk about my deceased child, and you know, all this ugly things. Like, I had people that was ready to rock and roll him, you know, and I said, no, not one time did I retaliate. Not one time did I make a post about him. I didn't make a subliminal post. God told me to be quiet.
Come on.
Be quiet. And I didn't know what be quiet meant because I want to clap back. I wanted to go post for post in my head, but I didn't. Not one single post. I did not retaliate, and that was the end of 2015, and then 2016 we end up moving out of that home. And I wasn't financially prepared to have my own place. I was working as a hairstylist at a $10 spot. Know you guys probably know about the $10 roller set and doobie spot, but that's where I was, and it was commission. So
that must have been, not to cut you off, because I remember when I met you that you were talking about that. The doobie, you would do the $10 doobie. I had never heard of that until you said it. That must have been out there down south, because you're in Georgia now, right? You reside in Georgia, right?
Yeah, I'm in Georgia.
So, but you were in North Carolina at that time doing the doobies, right?
Yes. Okay.
That's
yeah. $10. Yeah, $10 spot. And so I wasn't financially prepared to get my own place. And my credit definitely was in the right place to just, go out here and say, okay, I want this, and then I can go get the money for it. I just was in no position. And so the house sold, and I didn't have a choice but to leave. I didn't want things getting involved. And so thank God for Pastor Jasanya Whitfield. She came with the U-Haul truck, and as much stuff we could put in the U-Haul, we loaded it up, and she invited me and my children into her home. And so I'm thankful for her. I didn't have a car. Somehow or another, my vehicle was in the garage. Now, y'all know how it is. It's tax time, and you behind on your payments. But as soon as that tax money comes, you're gonna get it caught up. So I had it hiding in the garage. And the repo man ain't supposed to be going in the garage. But when I went back to get my car the next day to put it in another hiding spot, it was gone. And I didn't let him have it. So now I don't have a home, and I don't have a vehicle. It's repossessed. And I don't know who did it. I'm not going to say who did it. I wasn't there. Ring wasn't out right then, I don't think. I'm pretty sure there were a whole lot of security cameras out. And so I don't know who did that garage door. But anyway, thank you to Pastor Jasanya for opening up her doors and letting me and my children come in. And that was the day that we became homeless. That was in February 2016. And in the meantime, if we could rewind back to 2015, after he left me, I created a space on Facebook.
That's what I want to talk about. Yes, let's talk about that part, because that brings you into where your life was catapulted into where you are now and where you're going. Let's talk about after, because you actually, this space that you created was a space, even during the time you created this, for women who experienced what you experienced with your son, right? Let's talk about it.
So 2015, after he left, after I knew the relationship was over, I continued to work. And if anybody knows me, Walmart is my favorite place. It's therapy for me. You can always find me in Walmart, walking down each and every aisle. But on my way there, walking from the hair salon, God said, "Do it, and do it now." And I didn't exactly know what "do it and do it now" meant. However, I was already on Facebook. But I created a space called I Am Beautiful right after 12 of us had a I Am Beautiful photo shoot. In that photo shoot, I just felt like it was supposed to be bigger than just the 12 of us. I knew that there were more people across just in my space that could use what we just experienced with this photo shoot, coming together. Each girl had a month, but they all had a story of triumph. And I wanted to celebrate it even on a bigger level. And I just thought Facebook would be the place to do it. And so it's called I Am Beautiful. And then you see ... because God was still talking to me. And then hashtag the movement. Well, when you think of the word movement, you think of something big, but I didn't know what I was titling my book, but I was being obedient to God. And so I created this space. I invited the 12 girls, which I ended up calling them the 12 disciples. And and I introduced myself again to the 12 girls. And before you knew it, I'm talking about in seconds, story story after story after story. Hundreds of stories and people and numbers were coming in like it was nobody's business. I had to add like 3 other people to help me approve people because this is a private group. I wasn't trying to set it out to be public. This is a private group just for women. And I even had a police officer to come in and try to just guard it because we didn't want just anybody there. These stories were so dramatic and so dark and so like, you wrote this and you want to tell us this, but they felt like this was a safe haven for them to come spill it all, and we received it with no judgment. And in about 30 days we had about 30,000 women in there, and they just kept growing. It kept growing to we reached a peak of 87,000 women in no time. And it got so big, we had to break them down to chapters. So I am beautiful Atlanta. I am beautiful Raleigh, Durham. I am beautiful Raleigh, North Carolina. And we were looking for POCs for the chapters, chapter leaders. And they started doing meet and greets and, having their own little meetups, but across the globe, hand to hand, north to south, east to west, out the country. I am beautiful Italy. I am beautiful North Korea, Kuwait. I am beautiful Tokyo. We had somebody there to lead the globe. And so out of all of those numbers, somebody invited a little lady named Renee Toppin to the group.
Come on. I wish we could add that child to this live. Oh my God. Renee Toppin. That's what we want to talk about. Somebody who comes as a destiny helper. Talk about it. Renee Toppin. Who was Renee Toppin?
Renee Toppin, I didn't even see her when she came through. She slid through the cracks as she does. She's about 5'0". She's a little fireball. She's a little Rottweiler in a Chihuahua's body. But more importantly, she's my Harriet. She's my Harriet Tubman. She's my modern day Harriet. And she gave me her hand. Now she didn't come down to where I was because I didn't give her any of my situation. So let's just talk about that. From November to February, she watched me. She watched me put on this big event. And in March, she came through my inbox. I kind of like pushed her off because I'm trying to handle this big event that we're about to have. I done got the stadium, and this seating is 20,000 people. So I'm focused on selling tickets. And she just simply slid in, and I just brushed her back off. And so after the event, I looked around, I did a reevaluation of what I had just done. And I stood there on the field, and I was like, God, wait, hold up. Let's have a conversation, because you told me to go get the stadium. There are 87,000 women in here. I can't get 20,000 off of Facebook to come in here and celebrate I Am Beautiful for what this group has done for hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
And so I folded up $7 in my back pocket because I guess people thought I made a lot of money, but we owed so many people, and so many people didn't want to donate, didn't want to sponsor, didn't want to give that dollar, didn't want to pay a $5 ticket, 10, 15, or 20. So the majority of them was just free tickets at that point. And I said, God, what happened? What happened, God? You told me to go get the stadium. And he whispered in my ear. He said, I didn't tell you that you was going to fill up the stadium. I just needed you to have faith to believe that you could. And that was a mega moment. And people were laughing. They were taking pictures because they were so caught up that I had got the stadium. And see, that it wasn't even for them. Because if it was for them, they would have been there. But that event was my first lesson in faith, learning to believe the things that I can't see, but believe in God for the things that are about to happen once that seed is sown. Once that seed is sown.
Okay, I don't want to prophesy right now, but honey, I'm telling you right now. Okay, keep going. So Renee Toppin.
Yep. That event took place May. I'm telling you about the number 7 because it's a significance to the 7s. So that was May 6th. 7 days later, she slid back in my inbox. Now, mind you, today is May 13th. Now, on top of that, it's my ex's birthday too. The one that put me out, laughed, did all this joking and everything. And I hadn't even realized it until she sent me back this paper saying, hey, today is your day. And I was like, oh, it's May 13th. It's Friday the 13th. It's pouring down rain in here. It's Friday the 13th. And it's also his birthday. I'm joining. I joined that thing that same day. She came in my inbox. She said, I want to help you. If you let me help you, your life will never look the same. Now, what do we do when we get on Facebook? Everybody go check out who sent you. We don't have no mutual friends. Somebody's stalking my page. God use people anywhere he wants to. That's why I love Facebook, because I use it for the right reasons. I love everything about social media. And God can open doors on social media. I don't be on Facebook like that. I don't do stuff like that. Well, honey, you might have missed your blessing not doing stuff like that. You may have missed your help not being, I get up there, I do a couple scrolls. See, you're not here for the right reasons. You
gotta use reach right now.
This reach is unlimited. If God is global and Facebook is global, don't you know he can pull somebody out of South Africa on Facebook and put them with a Tashauna Richardson in Rocky Mount, North Carolina? God, connect me. Download that person that's thinking about a Tashauna Richardson and put them in my inbox. This thing is free. God is my liaison. He is the connector of all connects. He is the big connect. And so I'm wide open. I'm going private because I don't want people on my job to see me. They don't want to see you. They're not looking for you. They're not looking for you. If you get outside of your private self and let God publicly bless you and open yourself up and be ready to receive. See, our posture, we so busy taking pictures like this on Facebook, that famous professional pose, that your arms are not wide open. You're not. I'm always open to receive.
Yes.
Whatever for me is gonna be for me. And he sent me a Renee Toppin. She ain't the most liked, but she's the most valued in my life, and she's the most value in my children's life. There were plenty of people that could have helped me. There were plenty of relatives that I knew.
God sent a stranger.
Perfect stranger.
Perfect stranger.
Yeah, all the way from Philadelphia. But guess what we met at? On this thing called Facebook. On Facebook. So many relationships were created right here on Facebook. And so I looked at her page and I said, I don't know who she is, but she's somebody. God knows she's somebody. And I'm gonna let her help me. I'm gonna let her help me. And so we conversed. And I went back and told everybody that I was doing this, and she's in the travel industry, and we're trying to take our organization global. We need this travel thing. This is the missing piece. Not one of them going. So she said, okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. And so she said, let me have your warm market. Your warm market is the people. Now, mind y'all never been in the MLM. I'm a hairstylist. Right. Gave her my warm market. She said, they ain't joining either. What do you want to do? I said, keep going. I said, I know what to do. You hold on 1 second. I did it 2 weeks your way. 2 days your way. Give me a minute. I made a post on Facebook. I'm looking for 7 people to join me on my new business venture. Inbox me. Cranton Justin was the first person. He didn't know what it was, what it was like, how much the investment was, but off the strength of our friendship, he said, if it's anything that's going to change your situation, Tashauna, you can count on me.
Wow.
You can count on me. It was $409. He gave it up just like that. And then Sheila Leggett, then Diana Bryan, then Lolita Chesson, and then who was number 6? I think it was Miss Diana Bryan, and then number 7 was Letitia Nicole.
Letitia Nicole. Wow.
I had my 7. See, it's not about the quantity. People want mega. They want the masses. But if you ask God for a faithful few, he'll multiply that. And that's just what I believe. I said, I got my crew. Let's rock and roll.
Let's go.
I didn't fill up them stadiums, but I filled up a lot of people. I filled a lot of people with hope, with opportunity. I said, I felt like Dorothy on the Wizard of Oz. On the Wizard of Oz, she couldn't help the cowardly lion, but she knew somebody that could.
Come on. She
And
said, let's go.
let's go. And then it walked up to a 10 man. She said, I don't have no oil for you, but I know a man that can help you with this. And if you look at that thing in the spiritual realm, y'all all take journeys every day. And how many people do you walk past in your spiritual self, in your Christian life, and you know a man that can, but you walk past them because you too so busy clicking your ruby red slippers. You so focused on what's on your feet. See, God is focused on what's in your heart. Get your heart right, and then you can ease on down the road. You can ease on down the road. You can be the liaison for somebody that's homeless. You can be the liaison for somebody that had cancer, that has cancer and don't have an outlet. You can be the liaison for a single mother that's coming out of prison and she needs rehab. But you too busy looking at her and what she looked like in her situation that you've forgotten where you come from. Well, let me tell you something. I Am Beautiful, the movement, this Dorothy here, I have grabbed arms. I may not be able to financially help you, emotionally help you, but guess what? I got a Father in heaven that can. And if you grab arms, I can get you where you need to be. And we're gonna go together. We're gonna go together. So my thing is to the audience, are you being a Dorothy or are you being a wicked witch?
Whoa, that's deep.
Choose ye this day.
Right. You know, I'm over here stirred up. I'm trying not to run. You know, I'm a runner. I don't want to run around the church. I am literally trying not to run, but God showed me so much concerning this broadcast tonight that this is going to help so many people because your story is definitely something that transcends anything that anybody could ever put back on you because of your past.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, so when you met Renee Toppin, she brought you into an organization where you were able, that's how we met. That's how you and I met. Because I was part of your under Letitia Nicole. And when I first heard your story, I was just like, talk about when you got into this company and you connected, God connected you with this medium, Facebook, social media, to you call her your Harriet Tubman. I've met Renee Toppin. She's a beautiful soul. It's a fireball. Gotta have her on too. Y'all, I'm telling you, this right here, you get into this company and start breaking records. Talk about that a little bit. Then we're gonna wrap this thing all the way up because I want people to connect with you tonight.
Okay. Well, I got it. Dove in head first. Didn't know anything that I was doing, but I had Renee Toppin, and she said, just listen to me. And whatever assignment she gave me, I did it times 10. Because at that point, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had came to my wits end after my first week and moving fast and found my 7 that triggered a $1,000 bonus. The check was actually $1,250. After that first 7 days, I quit my job. People call me stupid crazy. Why would you do something like that? You don't know them things. You know them things don't last long. But this thing was my thing, and this thing was a God thing. And so I kept going. And then I bonus after bonus after bonus after bonus. Then I would triple bonus. Then I would double bonus. And then that last week, they said, Tashauna, you're close to a $50,000 bonus. Now, I didn't even know I was running for that. I just wanted to get in and make some money and change my situation. When they was like, if you do this, you're going to be the first one that has ever done it. I said, what I got to do? They was like, keep doing what you're doing because you're there. You're really there. And so I needed about 17 people. July the 30th was my son's birthday. I said, I got a couple stacks in my pocketbook. I'm giving my son the birthday of his life. I called Renee. I'm taking the dates for myself. She said, no, you ain't. I thought this lady was crazy. Who she thinks she talking to? She said, if you do what you need to do today, your son will forever have a birthday and good birthdays. So get back to work. So I sent my son on and got back to work, and I hit the $50,000 bonus. I had 100 people in my team in 100 days or less. It was actually 84.
84 days. We ain't gonna overskip that. She reached a goal in 84 days. Hit the transcend the company, broke a company record of getting 50,000. Being able to get that $50,000 bonus in 84 days. Yeah, and then it was on from there. And Renee, go ahead.
It was a roller coaster. It was a roller coaster of a ride. I was able to grab my passport. I was able to travel the world. I was able to produce everything that I was ever promoted to. I got that free car. I got a couple of $10,000 bonuses. I got that ring. I got, I came in the game homeless. I ended up moving to Georgia with I ended up moving to the state of America. Yeah, I was in the company homeless. They was like, "Girl, you got all this money. Why are you still homeless?" And I said, the reason why got me in this hotel. One, I have a membership to do so. Two, I can't be around everybody because people want to attach themselves to my story. And he said those were to go be the people. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have this. I'm gonna give her travel, give her a membership where she ain't got to ask nobody to pay for her hotel. She ain't got to start no GoFundMe. So he put me in a hotel, and I was able to pay every single cent without asking anybody. Paid it by the week. Gave them, I got a refrigerator, had a stove, frying chicken, had groceries in the refrigerator, and I took care of me and my children in that hotel. But moving forward, moving to Georgia in December of 2016. Thank you to Jennifer Houston, a young lady that I met in the business. I told her my situation. Said, I'm going to help you. And she did just that. She definitely put her money where her mouth was. And after a year of being in that two-bedroom duplex, she said, let's go find your home. Then we went from extended stay to a 2-bedroom to a 5-bedroom home, 3 full baths, 2-car garage. And this is just the beginning. This ain't even the dream home, but this is my home. This is my children's home. And they have watched me change my whole life. Now mind you, I'm no longer with this company. Right. After all that I've done, they decided to demote me because, I'm going to call a spade a spade. When you're doing a lot or too much to other people and people start following you, things happen. People change their mind about you. And they put something in my face called a contract. And they said, we need you not to do this anymore. Put the I Am Beautiful down. Put the book down. Put the Miss 50K Cosmetics down. And if you do this anymore, we're going to find you this. We're going to demote you there. We're going to come take your car. And I said, let me tell you something. I lived off of $300 a month. Okay, so you would not hold anything or do not list over me. Out of 17 directors, I was the only one that did not sign it. And I'm grateful that I did not sign it because God had something bigger for me anyway. I thank God for the platform. Mm-hmm. Thank God for it. It changed my life financially. But at the end of every day, I get to take Tashauna Richardson with me everywhere I go. Every place in my foot step in, I get to take Tashauna Richardson wherever I go. They decided to demote me. I resigned. They picked up the car. I pawned the ring. Didn't want it anymore. And I'm living my life as God sees fit.
And that's why I believe God. Right, you funny. I believe God takes us through, like you said, the journeys, and that was a time to get you out. To meet Renee, get you out of the situation you were in, to put you met, like you said, you traveled, probably still traveling, and you met so many wonderful people and so many people in this. And I am beautiful. Guess who told you to do that? God told you to do that. So you can't quit that because that was something God commissioned you to do, to take you and those who are following you in this movement to a whole nother level. So you are now also an entrepreneur. You are a businesswoman, and you have a line called, let's talk about your business line with your makeup.
So when I hit that 50K bonus, I didn't know what to do with it. They just dubbed me Miss 50K. They just started calling me that. And it just stayed with it. Even if I didn't even call myself that, they just started calling me Miss 50K. And I wanted to do something with it, but I wanted to tie my organization into what I had done. I wanted to come back and show my organization what had happened. From the first person that introduced my story to the group, I wanted to show them what my journey had looked like and give them some hope. And so I Am Beautiful. It's all about beauty from the inside out, but I wanted to match it with what we love. We love cosmetics. And so God gave me Miss 50K Cosmetics. And so that was what I was working on, what they tried to just cross out, but it is here and it is so, and so shall it be. And so I wanted to give it all prosperity moves. Put your money where your mouth is. Do what you said you was going to do. And so we have a line of matte lipsticks. This just is the tube right here. This one is called Empire, Miss 50K Cosmetics. I don't know if you guys can see that. We have my favorite color, Rich Lady Red. Okay. We did name a color Breathe after this social injustice that we're dealing with, and I named it right after our fallen angel, George Floyd. But we have a
Yes,
few colors. I mean, we have bankroll, we have glosses now. We have a color named after my daughter Journey. We have a beautiful color called Legacy. So all of the colors are inspired by prosperity. And so when you look good, you feel good.
that's awesome. That is awesome. So you, some people may have thought because you weren't a part of this company anymore that it was over for you, but honey, no, it had just begun. Miss 50K is definitely transcending, and I see you promoting. I see women purchasing. I'm late. I need to give me all of that or every color. I want to put this. My computer's going kind of slow, but I want to put up a picture of the one of the pictures I've seen on Facebook of you advertising. There she is
Oh
right there, Miss
yeah.
Tashauna Richardson, and you're an author. Let's talk about your author. You wrote your first book. Let's talk
I
about
wrote
that.
my first book, The Nine Lines, and so every piece of pain that I've ever felt is
Oh,
definitely in this book on paper. It's truly, it took me a year to get it out, because when you're writing your truth, you have to revisit some places that you don't want to revisit. Yep, there's the book right there, The Nine Lines, and it was inspired by my trip to Costa Rica. So I have great experience with the
mhm.
company. I was able to zip line in a tropical forest in Costa Rica, and
Yes,
from that experience, launched the
yes.
book, The Nine Lines. And so the nine lines represents different places that I was in my life. And so if you hadn't got that book, please get a hold of me so you can get a copy of the nine lines. I'm pretty sure it would bless your life as it blessed me to write it.
Yes, it's a beautiful story. It talks about your journey from then to now, and even encouraging women to not give up. Now I hear that you have another book that you are promoting and out now called Soul Ties. Let's talk about that.
Soul Cries. First of all, thank you, Almina Mays, for taking this journey with me for a second time around. She's an amazing woman, amazing woman of God, and she's been by my side the entire way. From I Am Beautiful, there were stories that were introduced in the group, and I asked did they want to put it on paper. And with 25 yeses, I gave them a space to share their story, share their heart. And it took us a year, almost a year. We started this project in November of last year, and one publisher to 25 women. I'm pretty sure it has been, an amazing experience for Almina, but it's in process now. And so we are now taking pre-orders for Soul Cries.
Soul Cries. I love it. I love it. And you are a mentor. You are a mentor as well as we have been talking about I Am Beautiful, the movement. You have mentored and are mentoring. I see you. One thing I love about you, Tashauna, you're relentless. You're relentless. Like you don't care how many likes he gets. You don't care if somebody supports. You keep moving, and that's how God. That's why God blesses you because the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to those who can endure. And endure means in that text, endure means to persevere, to keep going till the end. And so that's why you're the epitome of against all odds. That's why I believe God showed me you for this series against all odds. You have not let your faith be, it's been wounded, it's been faith, you've been fatigued, but you have kept going. And God has sent people to help you and get you to move you forward in your destiny. And now you're doing it for others. And I am excited. I am so excited. I want y'all, please come on, pump these hearts. I need you. Yes, I hear this. You got Zadaya, Jenny Hill saying, congrats, coach. You're a business coach too. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I love everything about multi-level ministry, because anytime somebody can give you something in your hand and to be able to bless somebody else, it's a good thing. And so even though that experience was that experience, I love multi-level marketing. And so I decided I learned a lot very, very fast in the industry. And so I wanted to take what I knew and how I built, a big team, over 1,000 some people in a short period of time, and help other people that are coming in this industry, because whether we know it or not, people are still looking for opportunity. We're in the midst of what we call a pandemic, but I have found purpose in it. And where there's purpose, and then if you're walking in your true purpose, then prosperity follows you. But there are steps, and there are strategies needed to accomplish those things. And so when you have a platform such as I Am Beautiful, you want to use it to help other people. And so now I've become a big business coach for people that are just starting out in multi-level marketing, or not just starting out. They just don't understand what multi-level marketing is and how to utilize Facebook to build your business. And so it took me 10 years to figure it out, but I figured it out. And I'm excited about the people that are under my mentorship. They are winning, and winning at big levels. And I'm so happy to give them the information that I know.
Wow. Listen, against all odds, Tashauna, you are still standing and helping others. You've earned $50,000 in just first 84 days of a business that you have been involved in with your prior company. You're the founder of I Am Beautiful, the movement, a Facebook group that's now growing, has grown over 80,000 women and still growing. If you want to join the movement, you need to connect with Tashauna. Connect with her. You are you also, and you've built a team of over 2,000 people and duplicated every promotion. You are an Amazon best-selling author. You are the CEO of Miss 50K Cosmetics. You are a mommy of 5 and 1 angel in heaven. You are a single mother that decided more was your portion. So you took a seat at the table. What is the one thing tonight that you want people to know about winning against all odds and staying true to yourself?
Well, the one thing that I will let you guys know, would like to leave you with is, we rush God through the process when we're going through. God, if you can just get me through this, I promise I won't do this anymore. Or if you could just get me through this, God, I praise your name every day and give you all the glory. But what I want to tell you guys is that you have to learn how to embrace the pit in order to appreciate the palace. So whatever the season you're in, embrace it, because you just one day closer to victory. And when you get to that victory, when you get to that finish line, you're going to appreciate it so much more, because then only then you can reach back and help other people and say, it's more than God going to get you out of it. But right now, he needs you to stay put. And he needs you to stay put, because on the other side of this is something major, and it's going to blow your mind way beyond your imagination. So embrace the pit so you can appreciate the palace.
Woo-wee! Embrace the pit so you can appreciate the palace. Look, Tashauna, I love this picture. I want to ask you a question about this picture. Oh. I love this picture. I love this too. Talk about this picture right here. Talk about what it says. I could have chosen easy, but my goals wouldn't allow me.
This is funny that you asked me about this picture, because somebody Elton Benjamin, he came in my inbox and he said, do you have any more pictures like this one? And so I sent them all to him. And this is a picture that my hairstylist took for me on her iPhone. And it was for a hair shoot video. And they just came out so amazing. I kept them. I said, send me all of them. And he said, I want to bless you with something. Right. And he sent that back to me just last week. I didn't ask for it. He just wanted to bless me with the graphic. And that picture is so powerful. And the last post that I made with my eyes closed, I think I posted, even when my eyes are closed, I still have vision. And he ended up he put 2 pictures in one. And so I'm just blown away with what God wants to do in my life, because I'm open for it. I'm ready for it. And if I gotta cry some more, I'll cry some more. If I gotta punch the holes, some more hole in the wall, some more, I'll do that, because I know on the other side of this, it's not easy. It's not easy, and people fail to realize, what they see, but they don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. They don't understand, behind the glory, there's a story. and I've cried and
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it, and I was wailing away, and nobody could recognize it. But God has given me the opportunity to live on this side of earth, so I can live again to see my baby in heaven. So I'm just happy to take this thing one day at a time. And it's not over. God has restored me and put some things in place, put some people in place, and put some love in my heart in place. And so we'll talk about that another day.
Okay, I am excited for you. People are asking, how do they get the cosmetics? Where do they need to go to get the cosmetics?
Well, if they find me on Facebook, I can give them my link. I have a website that they can
What
go
is
right on. It's a long one.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, Risha, how can people find you? How can our viewers reach you? Give them your Facebook, your Twitter, all
Mhm.
that. Give them
All
everything.
right. Well, you can find me right here on Facebook. My name is Tashauna Richardson on Facebook. I'm always here on Facebook. And you can also find me in I Am Beautiful, the movement. On Instagram, I have the page First Lady, with
Yes.
lady spelled Ladee. I have Miss 50K Cosmetics, and I also have Miss 50K. But somewhere in this social world, you'll be able to find me. You can also reach out to me. My number is 347
Okay.
856 8614. 347 856 8614. And so normally I'll be able to respond right away. But if not, just know that you are on my mind and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But you can also email me if you like. If you're a person that loves the email, I am beautiful, the movement at gmail.com.
Wow. Listen, y'all, Tashauna is very approachable. That's what I love about her. When I first, I was so nervous. We had came down to, what was, I think it was Carolina. Where did we come? No, when we had that celebration for
Florida.
you.
Oh, I thought I met you in Florida first.
You met me in Florida first, but when we had the celebration for you, that's when
Oh
I
yeah, you came to Raleigh. Yes, you
yeah,
did, and I was so
yeah.
honored. You came all the way from Detroit.
Listen, came all the way from Detroit. Our room wasn't ready. And so you and Renee, I never forget it. I'll never forget this ever. And I'm trying not to cry. I'll open my eyes real wide. Okay. And so we were there. Was a few of us came down. It was from Kentucky. We were all coming down, Michigan, Detroit. And I got there. And so, sometimes you see women of your stature in companies like the company we were in at the time. And I'm just like, she's a top money earner. Oh my God. I was like starstruck, right? And so I get there to the hotel and our room wasn't ready yet. But you and Renee were in the rooms already, and you saw me in the lobby. Me and I think it was another young lady I was with, and you invited me to your room. I will never forget that, because some people get to a level where they think I had just became a part of the company. I don't even think I had hit any ranks yet or anything like that. But you treated me as I was just a person. I rode in a car with you. It was so fun. I'll never ever forget that. You just treated me just like you treat everybody, just with love and respect. And we went to Chick-fil-A. Remember Chick-fil-A? And so I will never forget that. We celebrate you, and I still celebrate you, my sister. I still celebrate you. I watch you
Thank
from
you.
afar. I need to get on the website and everything and just order. I got the books. I need to get me some lipsticks and all that. I'm gonna get the new book. I want you all to follow Tashauna Richardson.
Oh, thank you so
Follow
much.
Renee. I mean, I'm telling you, these women are doing some great things. One day I gotta have you and Renee back on. That show gonna be crazy. Because you are doing some powerful things, helping so many young, old, all, even men. Renee is amazing. You are amazing. Your story
Thank
is
you.
amazing, and I just wanted to share it with people who may not have ever heard it. Some of the people that I may know who have met her and who have heard it already and want to hear it again. It's something different. I even got a lot out of the story tonight that I didn't know. But I'm so excited. We're gonna play a little game and then we're gonna get off. We're gonna get off here
Okay.
because we've been on it. But so this a little five. It says 5 questions.
Okay.
Let's do 5 things. Okay, so Tashauna, if you could do anything else besides being an entrepreneur, what you're doing now, what would it be? Well, you talked about it earlier. A
A news
journalist.
reporter or
A news
journalist.
reporter. A news reporter. I love it. I love it. Okay, so next question. Who is the one person in business or in life you that you would like to meet? you've never, who you would like to meet?
Oprah.
Oprah. Oprah. I love it. I love it. Okay. When you go out every day, what is the one thing you must have?
My mask.
Your man. Right. Pre-COVID. Okay, pre-COVID. What was something that you just couldn't leave home without?
My phones.
Your phone. That's what my last guest said. She was like, my phone. We will turn all the way back around, go get our phone. Okay. Hey, right. Okay. So when you're at home, what do you do to relax?
You know, I love listening to rain music, and I love listening to rain music when I go to bed, and during the day I love R&B jazz. I love
Yeah.
saxophone, and, jazz music, but hardly ever do I get a chance to relax. But when I do have that moment, that me time, I'll throw on some jazz, or I play. I like listen to the sounds of lightning music. I mean, lightning sounds. I love that thunder.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
I love it. I love seeing these little things we don't know about Tashauna. And I love that. Okay. What is next for Miss 50K for Tashauna Richardson? What should we expect? I'm excited. What should we be expecting?
What I would like to see next is to have a physical location for women to be able to come in, and it'll be a one-stop shop, whether they needed to come in for therapy, come in to be reformed and renewed and refreshed, or just have a place where we can call it our safe haven, to create an atmosphere of love, no judgment, but just have a space, that home, that say I am beautiful home, where you're walking in one way, but I promise you walking out won't be the same. And so I would love to have a physical location in a couple states around the world, where we can it'll be our emergency help center.
I love it. Listen, guys, this has been another edition of In the Know, another episode. Against all odds, Tashauna, you have inspired so many. I just want to encourage you to keep moving, my sister. Don't stop, no matter what. Come hell or high water, keep going. Even when you feel like you can't push on, that you have a sister here in Detroit that will pray for you, that prays for you. And I want to do something God told me to do, and I have to be obedient. And this is unorthodox, maybe on some other show, but this is my show. God gave it to me, so I'm gonna do what He told me to do. So as I was preparing for the show, God began to show me some things concerning you, Tashauna. And if you don't mind, I want to share.
Absolutely.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. If you all need to go, you may leave. But if you want to stay for a minute. Tashauna, as I begin to prepare for this show, I began to, I'm reading and I'm going over the things. I'm got my daughter, she's assisting me and sending out the emails, and I began to think about, God began to show me concerning you. God said in this season that He is taking the pain of the past, and I see a big eraser. I see like a dry erase board, and I mean it's a big one because it's so much that the enemy still tries to throw in your face and try to make you feel like you're not worthy to even be called to the women that you are called to. And you are not just called to women, you're called to the world. And as you stated earlier about the global and using social media, many people say, well, you're going to the nations and you may not physically go to Africa, and one day you will, you may have already been. But I hear the word of the Lord saying He has given you a platform for you to use for His glory. And it may not look like the typical religious sector that many have tried to box you in and try to say, well, you got to do it this way and you got to do it that way. But God said He's going to show you exactly what to do. And even in this season, God is taking you to a level, even in Him, in intercession and in consecrating yourself and sitting down. It's like many questions that you even have concerning the Word of God in the Bible and what you learned even as a child concerning God and the things of God. God said He's going to erase even all of that, and He's going to begin to teach you the things of Him Himself, because there are so many questions, so many things that you ask God. You say, God, well, why is this like this and like that, like that? I don't understand. And God said He's giving you that mind of like your intuitive mind, says God, because He is going to take you in before presidents. I see you before kings. I even see it in the most Sakaya. I even see you even in front of like Meghan, what's that lady named Meghan Markle? She's like the that's who I see in my mind's eye. I see you in front of Prince Harry, the young lady that married the prince, and they have detached themselves from tradition. They have detached themselves from tradition. God said He's detached you from tradition. Anything that has anything to do with religion, the religious sector, God said He has called you into the kingdom of God for His glory. And the I Am Beautiful movement will begin to go across this globe, says God. You have a global territorial anointing on your life. When you speak, I'm telling you, the anointing flows. And many people will try to box you in, woman of God. That's why God had to remove you from certain people and certain things in this season. And you wondered, you like, God, I feel so alone. I did so much for this person. I did so much for these people. But God said it wasn't for them. It wasn't for them. God said it was for His glory and for Him to get the glory out of your life, says God. And I even see your daughter journey. God is going to begin, even as you have named her journey, she's going to take a journey. And I see God even using her she has a voice, like God has given her such a voice, like she can talk, she can literally, like you talk. I see her like she's your mini-me. I don't know if y'all call her that or what, but I see her literally as your, but God says you don't have to worry about any of your children's journey. You don't have to worry about them making any mistakes that you may. Of course, you have, the Bible declares that you train up a child in the way they should go, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. And God said they have saw you persevere, and that has trained them for their journey. Even so, journey. Even at a very young age, I don't know how old Journey is, but even at a very young age, God is going to use her as a voice. As a voice, says God. She will be able to talk. She will be able to sit in rooms with kings and queens and people of high caliber and begin to speak to them like as though she was a grown woman, says God. And God said He has given her a voice. And in this season, God is going to begin to show you how to cultivate the voice that God has given her, even as He has given Javen a voice to the many, says God. And God said, though every tear that you've cried, He has bottled them up. And God said, no more will the past try to hold you back and make you feel anything less but who you are. As the word declares in Psalms 139, He said, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And He said, Jeremiah 29:11 said, I know the plans I have for you, Tashauna, and they are good and not of evil, and they are to bring you to an expected end, not an end of what man can do to you, because man cannot, says God. Oh my God. God said, I am jealous. He said, tell Tashauna on tonight. Yes, God, I hear you. He said, tell Tashauna that I love her and I am proud of her. Oh my God. He said, I am jealous over Tashauna Richardson. I am jealous over my daughter. And though the Bible declares, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. You have a prophetic system on the inside of you. You dream and you see things even before they happen. This thing has been in you since you was a little girl, that you will dream things and things will happen. And you will wonder, God, I don't understand. Mom, I don't understand. I see these things. And God said, because you are a seer. You see things. You have seen things and you have dreamt things, and you are to the point where sometimes it even made you afraid. But God said, fear not. Fear not, Tashauna. He said, this day was predestined before the very foundation of the world, that God will begin to bring you to a place. Oh, I hear you. God said he's bringing you to a set place and a set time. Okay. God said, even now, there are going to be some more people. They're going to begin to release themselves from you, but don't fret not, says God. Fret not, says God. Fret not. Because God said, lo, I am with you, Tashauna, even unto the end of the world. I even see the color red. I don't know what red. I know you got the lady red. I see a red car. I don't know what that means. I don't know if you have a red car, if you're getting another car. I don't prophesy cars, but I see like red, and it's like going to be a significant of the blood of Jesus. I don't know if you desire. I see a red car. I don't know. I just have to say what I see. I see a red car, a luxury vehicle. This is a season that God is going to begin to give you gifts. You watch what I tell you. If I be not a prophet of God, God's going to begin to give you gifts. People are going to begin to start to bless you. They're going to say, listen, God told me to give you. It's going to be no little stuff. It's going to be big stuff. Because God said he is ready to shower you in this season with gifts. Because you have a heart to give, and you've given so much. And it seems like sometimes you are forgotten about. But God said, I haven't forgotten you. This day, on 9/20/2020, come on, somebody. God said he is taking you to another realm, another dimension, financially, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally. God is taking you to the midst. That's why you don't have time to deal with the low-level demons that try to come and say what you don't have, and 6 baby daddies and all of that. You don't have time to deal with that, because you up here. That's down here. That's the stuff you had to deal with in the past. That's why God said he's erasing everything that has come to try to take you and detach you from your destiny. You shall reign. We celebrate you. God said this is a season of celebration. You will have another celebration. I even see in the realm of the spirit that I Am Beautiful movement. I don't know who helps you, but God's going to begin to send more help, and you're going to be celebrating. God's going to begin to bring more people who are going to say what to gird up your arms, just like Moses he needed help. So Aaron began to hold up his arm. Naomi and Ruth, Elisha and Elisha. Oh my God, David and Jonathan. God's going to begin to bring you up. He's going to enlarge your territories even the more. So get ready, get you some rest. Take a vacation. I hear God said, take a vacation and begin to rest. Because this 20, we already in the new year. I don't know if y'all understand. We don't go on the Georgian calendar of January. God bless all of that. That's how we were raised. But once again, no tradition. We are in the season of Rosh Hashanah. Today is a new day, a new year. 2021 has already begun for those who believe on the Most High God, on God's calendar. This is a new year for you. This is your new beginning. This is the new territory that you're going to begin to walk on, woman of God. And even as you embark on a new. Yes, God said yes, new home. Yes, I keep seeing the car. And listen, I ain't one of those prophets that begin to prophesy cars and homes. If I don't see it, I don't see it. But I'm telling you right now, I see a red car. God's going to bless you. He said, guess what? Just because. Says the Spirit of the living God. And that is the word of the Lord. I love you, my sister. And I thank God for you. I hope that made sense.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Yeah, Tabando. Listen, we don't do it. That's why I say I'm on Orthodox. I don't care. This is a talk show, but God told me to deliver that word for you. One thing God wants you to know today, for sure, that this is only the beginning. Nothing. I mean, get ready. And God said he loves you, Tashauna. And God said he's proud of you. And he said he's jealous over you. Y'all better leave her alone. She one of God's fave. Ha! I love you, my sister. Thank you so much for coming and spending this hour, almost 2 hours with us. I know you're a busy woman. Thank everyone for joining on tonight. You okay? Because I was gonna have you say a couple of more things. You want to say anything else?
So cool.
Amen.
Thank you.
I'm glad to know you because where
I'm
God is
glad.
taking you. Amen.
I love you in real
Ah,
life. I love you in real life.
I love you. I love you. I gotta get down there so we can spend some time together. But for those who are joining, go follow Tashauna Richardson. This woman, God is doing some great things in her life. Don't come if you are not ready to change. Don't come if you ready. We coming with some drama, some mess. Because I'm telling you, God is jealous over this woman. God, He is ready to bless her, and God is going to take her to. And you, if you on the journey, she's willing to help you. My God. Well, that is
Yeah.
it for tonight. Tashauna, thank you again. I appreciate you. Go to Tashauna Richardson, look her up. You have any room on your page to invite to get you have 5,000 friends? Y'all can follow her if you do.
Yeah, I think so, but I'll make room. I'll make room.
Okay. Well, go follow Tashauna Richard. Also follow I Am Beautiful Movement. I'm in that group, and she celebrates them women in that group. So many times, I just take the time out so I can come on. She said, "Come on, promote your business, and it be little for nothing, and to be amongst those many women to be able to promote your business, your product, your service." She welcomes it. Everybody don't do that. They keep their stuff. It's private. It's only for me. It's only for no. Such a giving heart, and that's why God's going to give you gifts in this season. God bless you. We're going to go ahead and go on for the night. I'm going to end the show, but I thank you so much. You have a
Thank you.
beautiful night, and we have this again. You're welcome. God bless you.
God bless
Listen, guys, we're going to end the show on tonight. But I thank you all. This may be your first time joining in with us. My computer's going kind of slow with us, but I want you all to come on every Sunday night. We're here. We're going to have another exciting guest next week. Jonathan K. Sanders, a man, wow, who has persevered against all odds. We're going to hear his story next. I did say next year. I mean next week. I'm sleepy. I did go to bed. Next week. Normally we're on just an hour, but Tashauna I just had to be obedient. We normally don't prophesy on Intheknow, but I mean, yes, we do. When God says we do. So I don't box God in. I just do what He tells me to do and I keep it moving. But I thank you all for joining us. We're here on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Check us out Intheknow, where we bring hot, relevant topics to the marketplace. And we love to hear your story. If you have a story, you inbox us, or you can also Gmail inthenowdetroit@gmail.com. Once again, we want to thank our guest, Tashauna Richardson, Miss 50K. Oh, wow. Such a powerful story of persevering and transcending against all odds. And oh, wow. Her story was awesome. I hope you God bless you, everyone that joined tonight. And hey, this is your host, Rich Girl Chantel. Y'all have a good night. God bless. Oh, hold on. I got to get back to this part. Y'all, I thank God for my son because he normally helps me with all of this. Tashauna, thank you again, sweetie. We're going to get off here. Y'all have a good night. Listen to this clip again as we go off.
I'm on government assistance, and I run out of money, and I had to buy Pampers for Jelani. And I had $11.42 in the bank. And I remember wrapping my son in a towel for 2 days. I remember the second day, like you said, I had my hand on Jelani's stomach, and I said, "Don't worry, baby. Mommy will never be this broke or broken again." And that day, what shifted for me was I was willing, and I don't know if this is going to sound crazy, I was willing to completely die to any form of me that I had been so that I can birth the woman that I was becoming. The reason why a lot of people won't become who they want is because they're too attached to who they've been. And you hear it all the time when people say, "I've always been this way." Okay, well, if that's working for you, keep doing that. I knew it wasn't working for me any longer. I had hit my version of rock bottom. So I was willing to let go of everything and everybody. See, another reason why people won't get there is because the doorway is for you to fit through. You're trying to carry everybody else through because you're trying to be Rescue 911. And you got to rescue you first. I am much more valuable to my family and to my community because I was willing to let them go through the door myself, teach myself, learn myself, condition myself, and then come back and get them. I'm much more valuable to them now. But I had to go through a window time of 10 years of judgment. You leaving us, hanging out with white people.